Commercial Construction Coffee Talk fans! Thanks for chiming in! My name's David Corson. I'm your host. I'm also the publisher and editor of Commercial Construction Renovation magazine. Hope you all had a great week. I thought the election ended on November 3rd, but they're still counting votes. How long does it take? Here's a question. We could put a rover on Mars. We put someone on the moon. We have all the internet. We can't count some votes legitimately. Come on. I'm living in Georgia, and now I thought I was gone with the political commercials. Everything political. I'm getting them on my phone. I'm getting them on my email. I'm getting them on the TV. I can't get away from them. I thought the election's over. Now I've got 2 Senate races, and I have people moving into the state that want to vote, and I have to live another 2 months with this guy's bad. She's terrible. He's yeah. Will the best man just win? However, I want a legitimate. So let's let the courts decide. Everybody take a chill pill. Let them recount what they need to do. We just started the recount today. And let's see where it all, let the chips fall where they may. I'm game either way. And then close 2020, because this has been the craziest year ever. And 2021, stock market's rolling. They're psyched. I think it's going to be a great. But we got to end this 2020. I mean, it's just Anyway, got an awesome show tonight. This gentleman out of Tampa, Florida. His name is Mr. Sam Harris. He's the president of Samjen Realty. He's a developer, entrepreneur, property management owner. I met him. He came to my summit back in January, and met he and his wife. Right? You guys are in business.
That's correct. Absolutely.
And so, Sam, say hi to our Commercial Construction Coffee Talk fans out there.
Hello, everyone that's on Coffee Talk. This is Sam Harris. Dave, thank you for having us on this, and I'm looking forward to engaging with you.
Yeah. Hey, we're excited. We have all sorts of people on here, and we like to, have a diverse group. Vendors, architects, contractors, end users, shopping center developers. Just give a, kind of a feel. So here's how it works, Sam. You're on the spot here. You got to tell us your saga, okay? And don't leave any skeletons out there. We want to know where you grew up, where you went to school. You got any brothers, sisters? If you went to college, athlete, whatever. How you ended up in, shopping center development, property management, and then we'll continue forward. So, Mr. Sam Harris, tell us your saga. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much, Dave. How I got started, I went to school in Tampa, Florida, Hillsborough High School. Went to USF, University of Phoenix. I do have a degree in business management, and I've been in the real estate business for more than 27 years. I started when I was 19 years old. I'll never forget it, Dave. At the time, my girlfriend, which is now my wife for 25 years.
Oh, congratulations.
She said, you have the gift of gab and you can sell ice to an Eskimo. So you should go be a stockbroker. So I went to a stockbroker school, Dave, and I'll never forget it. The gentleman that interviewed me, he said, you'll never make it.
Why was that?
And the reason why he said I would never make it, he says, number one, you're African-American. Number two, you don't have a master's degree. Now, people believe that, Dave. And so it didn't really bother me because where I come from, I grew up on the farm. We went to work 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning every morning. So it didn't really bother me, but it motivated the heck out of me. So what I did is I went to work. Out of a class of maybe 35 people, I was the only one that passed the license on the first time around. So I got into the financial service industry. I began doing investments, 401ks, and I started engaging with people like yourself that were doing a lot of big things and that had really good connections. But what I didn't see is that there were people that looked like myself that were in the development business, building high risers, building hotels or shopping centers. It seems to always be that if an African-American developer or a general contractor, they were always doing the sidewalks, the landscapings, changing the air filters. And I got to tell you the way my mind works, I was like, I just don't want to do that. I want to do the big stuff. I want to put my name on it, and I want to leave a legacy that can never be erased. So I want the same opportunity that every other developer or general contractor wants when they get out here and see things. So that's a little bit about me. I am a licensed real estate broker and an opportunity zone advisor. So we do a lot of projects all over the country. And I want to thank you again for giving my wife and I the platform to engage with you and your audience. Thank you so much.
Well, that's an awesome story. And, listen, I know you're a Husky guy. Did you play any sports when you were in school?
Oh, absolutely. I played football. I was a linebacker and a running back, and I was also on the wrestling team. And
heavyweight?
a little bit of Okinawa karate, So I remember watching, what is the movie, Karate Kid? Every time it came on, we would go outside and we pretend we were Daniel's son.
Wash on, wash off. No, yeah. Hey, listen. I played sports my entire life, so I always apply sports to business. You learn how to win, you learn how to lose, you learn how the people that are jawing at you, you have to take it. The bottom line is you want to look at the scoreboard at the end of the game, and if there's a W on there, whether you won 45-0 or 26-25, it doesn't matter. It's still a W. Winning pretty, winning ugly, it's still winning, and you'll learn. And losing is a really good thing. Not because because it makes you feel bad. It makes you learn how the next time, if you face that team, if you put the right game plan in and they have the same players, that you can actually go back and actually beat them. It's very tough to beat a team 3 times. You could play them in 3, you beat them once in the season, some of these conferences, they play away and home games.
Right.
Then when it comes to the playoffs, you got to play them the 3rd time. It's a new season. And they've had time to be flexible and change their game plans. So I
agree with you, and I believe failure is your fertilizer. So as long as you continue failing forward, no matter who you are, just don't quit. Keep trying, and you'll wind up getting to whatever your destination is. So I absolutely agree with you.
So let's talk about this year. You came to my summit, you and your wife, first time. I didn't know who you were. I emailed you. I forget how I found you. Hey, come on to Jacksonville. I lucked out because I was before COVID hit in March and shut everything down. But we had our event. Everything's going good. Stock market's high. Unemployment's low. Cranes all over the place, building across the country. Yes. Everything's positive. The bug arrives on the shore. They didn't know what it was. Is it bad? Is it terrible? What's it going to be? And then March comes, and I remember I was in Milwaukee looking at hotels for my retreats, and all of a sudden, Tom Hanks got the bug, and everything just went.
I know, everything just went crazy.
Oh my God! It was a Hollywoodite that shut the country down. Tom Hanks has the bug. We have to shut everything down. Yes. Final Four, goodbye. No sports, ice hockey. Everything's got to go. So,
everything was shut down, and when we came to your event in January, it was a life-changing event. Not only did we learn a lot at your summit, we met some amazing people that we have relationships to this day. Also, what we did that we never had done was on that racetrack. That racetrack, at the Autobahn, and we got a chance to really build some synergies with the people there. And since that moment, COVID hit, and we have not stopped. We've had more business this year than we did the previous years before, and it's the craziest thing. We're record high on new developments, on new opportunities for mortgage, because we own a mortgage company as well, for commercial finance, and opportunity zones. Opportunity zones is a game changer if you are a developer or a general contractor and you're making lots of revenue. You need to be able to shelter that money, and you can do it by using opportunity zones to reduce your capital gains by about 15%. And if you bought a property that happened to be in a distressed area and you hold it for 10 years, on all the future growth is 0 taxes. And this was passed by President Trump. He and a group of Democrat and Republicans came to an agreement with opportunity zones. And there are 8,700 opportunity zones in America. They're in every state, they're in every county. So there's something for everyone. And here's the kicker. Dave, is that this is not federal, it's not state, it's not local. It's driven by all private capital. And because private capital is so much on the sideline, our phones are ringing off the hook. We're doing projects in Tampa, Florida. We're doing it in Alabama, Georgia, and New York. Major opportunity zone developments, probably about 50 million plus. So it's been an exciting year for us.
Getting back to the racetrack, not to get off the opportunity zones, because we're going to continue on about that. But you know what the thing about amazing about the racetrack is? You know, because some people never get on there. Boy, they get in there, they get the helmet on there, they get the adrenaline on, and it's just, you know, no holds bar. But you know what the really amazing thing is? Women, man, they are competitive as it comes. I was watching when that went at the final race, when it was the girl and the guy going for the king of the race. Oh my God, I was back and forth and everybody's cheering for the girl, and I mean, it's amazing things when, you know, and that you can bring people together, and they don't know a lot of people, but here they have, you know, the guy against the woman, who's going to win. And then sure enough, you know, it came down to the last lap, and, you know.
Hey, I don't know if you can see this, Dave, but on my phone right there, that's my wife and I on the racetrack. So
Oh yeah, I could see it.
Every time I get a chance I remember this every day that I wake up. It's been life-changing.
Hey, well, you're welcome. We're glad you know, I tell people, you know, they're like, oh man, I had a hotelier. He's like, hey, I'm going to come down to Fort Lauderdale and come to your event in January. I said, Andy, you know, it's virtual. No one's, you know, trying. He's like, David, I'm in hospitality. You have to come. You got to help the sector. And I said, yeah. I go, well, you know, you build for one of the big flagships, right? And he's like, oh yeah. I go, yeah. They don't even have. They banned their own people from traveling. So don't come down to me. I mean, look, you guys are. And he goes, that's a really good point. I said, I know. I said, look, you can come to the virtual one. And when the therapeutic comes or the vaccine works or whatever, you know, we're not built to be living in caves. You know, we're a social animal. Hey, we'll go back to the face-to-face thing. But, you know, come to the virtual event in January, and you'll have some fun. You'll get to see some people, and you know. But let's get back to the pandemic. So, from your own standpoint, things were rolling. You've had a great year. How did you handle it, you know, with you know, with your staff? Did you have them work out of their house? How did you manipulate the, you know, Zoom and technology? How did you handle all that?
So what we did right away, Dave, we said to ourselves back in 2009 when the financial crisis happened, we were not ready. When the market fell, we darn near lost about everything. And we promised ourselves that we would never repeat that again. So if there was ever another financial crisis or any type of situation that caused a financial crisis, we were going to be ready and intelligently move in a direction that we can win. So what we did is we started reading the bill from Congress, the CARES Act. When we started reading how the CARES Act was set up and how it was going to help small businesses continue on through this pandemic, we got very keen on how that legislation worked. And we changed our entire business immediately. We changed from coming to the office to virtual. By doing that, we were able to scale our business in a way that we could never imagine. Because prior to that, we hardly ever used video conference or a Zoom. We were always face-to-face. But now I can do 10 meetings in a day in different places all across the world and get 10 times more work done than I could prior to COVID-19. So to answer your question, we made sure that we paid attention to what was happening in Washington. We didn't let anything slide, and we embraced the digital technology to help our business grow and sustain.
You know how many people I've talked to since the pandemic, and I already worked out of my house, so I was used to working in my house, and you know I'm been an entrepreneur. I go down with the ship, so I had that mentality. I remember my stepdad in January. He told me, he's like, David, the bug, it's going to be really bad. I think you've been doing this for 25 years. I think you should just shut your company down. And I said, that is not in my DNA. I mean, I can't do that. He's like, no, I think you should shut your company down. I go, I'm not doing that. I'll figure it out. And then sure enough, we figured it out. We put out the issue, and then we're like, okay, what are we going to do? We decided to go digital. I had a digital magazine for 15 years. I ignored it. I was a print event guy. Then I looked at, oh my God, I have 14,000 pages of content. Oh my God, I have 1.5 million people coming to my website. The magazine, let's go digital. My editor's like, let's go completely digital. I was like, no, I still am old school. I like how we'll do a small press run, but now we send the magazine out to 125,000 people. We got all these people going to the website, and we started doing our events virtually. I don't have to worry about people missing their flights if they don't like the hotel I picked, if the eggs are hot. We did our retreats virtually. The people are like, oh my God, this was great. I want to spend a couple hours. I have my contact. Now I have this whole thing. We're building a whole group. I didn't have to leave, and perfect time. So we decided, I'm like, oh my God, I just did 2 of these. I only used to do 2 a year. Now, next year, I'm going to do one of those round tables. I'm going to rotate them, men's, women's. So I'm going to do one a month.
Right.
And so I've even embraced it. I went from we did a complete 180. We went strictly from basically print face-to-face to almost completely digital. Now, when it comes back, I don't think I'm going back to print. I don't miss the post office. I don't miss the postage bill. My magazine looks so much nicer if the hard copy. We do it on a digital printer now, but I don't miss it. And the face-to-face things, I might go back, but I might not. I might do this because let me tell you, I told someone, I said, look, after this is all over, do you think that a lot of people are going to say, oh, yeah, you know what, go down to Fort Lauderdale for 3 days and hang out with your buds and go drink beers with your buds for hangout? It's going to be, if you have a conference to go to, you can go down there if you got a project, go through the punch list and see some buds that night, go to dinner, whatever, and then get the heck out of there and go someplace else. That's what the new normal is going to be, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the new normal, not only will we not go back to a pre-COVID-19 era, our clients expect us to have this type of technology. So if you're in the construction development business, your clients expect to be engaged in this way because they just don't have the time to meet with you face to face. And that's just the reality that we're in. It is a great thing.
One of the things was that I had a project manager firm on, he used his finger. He said, hey, think of this as your building and this is your construction. The tip of your finger is the construction of building your facility. But once that facility is built, the construction part is done of it. Then it comes in operations, facility maintenance, doing this and that. And then you get to the end of the life cycle and then you decide, okay, I need a new prototype or whatever. Because in retail, you always have to be reinventing yourself because of competition, whether it's, new paint, new floor, new fixtures. Same thing with shopping centers. You got to keep them up there.
That's right.
So, but he made a really good point. And a lot of people that were either furloughed or laid off, they've gone out and started the new companies and have found a lot of good talent that's out there. I mean, I'm in circulation. You can't imagine how many things that I, one day they're here, the next day they're here on LinkedIn. I'm looking at people, hey, new job, new gig. I've started a new company. I mean, it's just been, it's really forced a lot of people. And even in retail, some of the big boxes, I'm not going to mention any names, you know who they are. So they were going to close some stores, but you know what? This was just a catalyst to kind of push them over. You won't even recognize what retail looks like in 5 years. The commercial real estate market, they're going to have to reinvent themselves too,
Absolutely.
And so I always look at the positive things, yeah, it was rough. I had some sleepless nights in April trying to figure out what I was going to do. But, I had to make a decision as a business owner. And then I just said, look, we're going to go this out. Fine. We had our meeting. We'll let the chips go. And I knew there were a lot of engineers, architects, brands, shopping center, just people that had to figure out, what am I going to do to survive? Because I want to be able to wake up the next day and build it. So I always just take one day at a time. I'm living the dream. I'm learning something new every day. And as long as I can leave it all out in the field, I can come up, take a shower, look myself in the mirror. Hey, that's all I can do. And
something, Dave, for our industry, it has had the direct opposite effect that we thought was going to happen. Big box retailers are doing record sales.
Oh yeah.
We're into developing housing projects as well, condos and mixed use. So we need refrigerators. Some of the clients that we work with that are big box retailers, they can't even get refrigerators to us for like 90 days because they're sold out, because the demand is so high. When it comes to home builders, the inventory is sold out until like April of next year. So they have a complete waiting list. Inventories of home, single family housing is at an all-time low. So,
Oh,
you know,
I have my house up for sale right now in Atlanta. The housing market is absolutely insane. We've had my house. We're showing it, and we want to sell our house. I bought a piece of land up on the lake. We're going to act as our own contractor, and we're going to build it. But we wanted to sell our house and then buy a little small house, live in it while we're building our new house, and then I'm going to let my son live in it, and he can pay rent and be, we'll keep it as rental property. And but a house goes on the market, and before I can even get over there to look at it, it's sold.
That's right.
My wife looks at the phone every night for homes, 250, 350,000, whatever it is. Every one of them pending, under contract. Some of them fall through the due diligence and so forth. But I mean, you go look at a house and they say, yeah, I got 3 other showings. If you don't put something down, this house is going to be gone. And at first I laughed, but then it came to a reality that, oh my God, I can't find a house. And my wife, she's nerve-wracked, losing her hair, because she's like, where are we going to go? We have 5 dogs. We can't rent. I go, I know, we will find a house. Don't worry. But I don't want to live in a shack. I said, we're not going to live in a shack. We're going to find something. But I looked at homes, and then the next morning, contract, gone, pending. And we have a couple, we know a bunch of real estate people, and they're like, they've never seen anything like it. Anything.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of residential real estate agents. We've never seen nothing like it. I mean, they're literally selling out, and they're trying to figure out how they can get more inventory with past clients. So for those of us that think that the pandemic has created an opposite effect to your business, you may be right, because there's more opportunity right now than there was a year ago.
And
so,
you're in Florida, so housing prices have gone up 25%. I just saw, the one thing I do every day is always watch, the business channel, so I can see what the market's doing. And they did say that this was the first month that actually mortgages have gone down, but they're still up, I think, 67% than it was from the year before housing.
Right.
But that the prices have gotten so high, and there's so little inventory that it's a seller's market. And people and refinancing is still, way up there percentage wise, but it's just mind boggling that, just looking at it. I mean, literally there'll be all these little red dots that we look on our phone. She's laying in bed scrolling. She's like, look at this, look at it, pending, under contract, pending, under contract. There's no homes for sale. Everything's sold.
The other thing that's driving that is opportunity zones. Opportunity zones, because they're distressed areas, there's not enough housing, so people are pouring cash into those areas. So what's happening is driving up the prices in even the distressed areas, where a home a year ago might have been 110, 120,000, it's at $170,000.
Mm-hmm.
So opportunity zones is also driving that effect of supply and demand in a crisis that we have right now because of short supply.
Oh, we bought our land, so we have our plans for our house, and we're going to build. Now, timber 25% up, building materials up, and my wife's like, "Oh my God, this house thought it was going to be here, and now it's going to be up here." I said,
"Absolutely."
I said, "That's okay." It's just like paying taxes. It's a good thing to pay taxes. That means you're making money. All right.
You got to feed the goose that lays the golden eggs.
Yeah. So I just said, look, we'll figure it out. We'll build it. But I said, look, you might not be able to put all the bells and whistles that you want on the house, but we're not building it for one day. We can go back and put the things in that we want to. Right. If you want to look crown molding, you might not be able to put the crown molding in right away. That's okay with me. I said, it's like with our basement. I said, you know what? I just want a little, my first house here was in a slab, and the tornado came through. So. And I had my dog, my kid, and my wife. The tornado's ripping through, the water's coming through the thing, and I looked at it. I said, I'm selling this house tomorrow. And as long as I live in Georgia, I am not going to live in a house that does not have a basement. So I told her, I said, look, the new house, I don't care. I want the tornado little hole that I can crawl into and be safe. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
How big it is, you can determine that. I don't care, but I want the tornado hole that I could go into to be safe. The sirens
Absolutely.
go off, you go in the basement. And but it's just been crazy.
Yeah,
And
it has.
and what's amazing is now coming into 2020, and now a lot of people put stuff on hold. Brands that I talked to, some people kept on going, some people put things on hold, some people have stopped. But going to 20 now, everything's going to be picked up. I think the biggest thing is going to be permitting and trying to.
Yes,
There's going to be a major backlog, especially if the economy
absolutely.
comes, keeps on humming. That regulations. Hopefully, they won't put that stuff back in, but permitting will be a big issue. And we have one of our guys on our retreat that they did these virtual inspections, just like we're having our thing. You
Right.
instead of having to go out and physically inspect, they have the software that they go in and they can do the virtual inspection. The inspector doesn't even have to leave his desk.
Do you remember the guy that did the presentation on the drones at your event in January?
Yeah, Robert Biggs, Phoenix Drone Pro.
Okay, so one of their affiliates got a contract with our local city. So we got our roof done. And when they finish, they have to have an inspector come and inspect it. They put the notice on the window and say someone's coming to inspect your roof to make sure it's done. Do you know they sent a drone to inspect our roof?
There you go.
That's where we're at.
Oh yeah.
So technology is going to help you do things quicker, faster, and better than you could ever do prior to COVID-19. So we just have to embrace this time and be able to use it to scale our business.
What's amazing thing is that, the drone guy that was at the event, my next cover that was at the event, which is coming up on November, they're both out of Phoenix. They met at the thing. He's done a couple projects from him. Robert's actually doing the cover photos for the next issue, and because of the summit. So all you people out there that have never been to the summit, here's a gentleman, okay? Not only did he meet a lot of people and so forth, but there's another person that was at a vendor, didn't know anybody, met a nice brand, got a couple projects, did a good job, and now he's doing the cover shot of the magazine. It's timing. You never know when things going to happen, but it's meeting people, treating them with respect, knowing that you have good character. And if you give someone a chance, let them prove themselves, and they will, and then some. That's what I tell everybody. I'm in sales too. I tell people that want to advertise, I'm like, look, I see in those other magazines, look, just give me a chance, okay? I don't want to retire on your one ad. Just give me a chance, and I'll prove myself, and then some. Just give me a chance. That's all I'm asking for.
What I have to say to anybody that's listening to this, that's what I like about engaging with you, Dave, is that you put yourself out there and you're giving people a chance. You're giving them an opportunity to connect the dots that they normally would not be able to connect. So we appreciate it. And for those people that are out there that know what I'm talking about, just make sure that we practice the philosophy. Each one teach one. Let's duplicate what they're doing with Dave's Summit so that we can help more people get into this industry and build a bigger coalition for the next time around.
So moving into 21, obviously you're bullish, not bearish, right?
That's right.
And what do you perceive for your own company going for?
So we see that we'll probably double what we've done in 2020.
Oh wow, exciting!
We already have projects planned, already in place that are already solidified, and we're just waiting on permitting right now. So we'll do double what we did in 2020. So we'll probably have about almost 100% increase in sales year over year because the demand has been so high. So I am very bullish on 2021. I see there's great opportunity, and where I see more opportunity than anywhere is in the opportunity zones where people can find properties and develop those, particularly in the African-American communities. They're all on ICU. So if you are a developer or a general contractor and you want to make a change, make a difference, there's probably a community near you that absolutely needs your help, not only for you to come and do it, but teach someone that is an African-American person that may not have those skill sets. Give them an opportunity, give them a chance, like what Dave was talking about, because that can change the dynamics that we have in this country. So at the end of the day, we're all in this together. We're trying to get the exact same things. We want to have a nice house to live in. We want to make great income for our business. We want to satisfy our clients, and we want to have a quality life for our families. And that's all anyone can ask for.
And you're hiring too, I presume, correct?
Oh, we are aggressively hiring for real estate professionals as well as mortgage professionals. So if you happen to be looking for a career path in that arena, we are hiring, and we would love to get more of you in our business.
If someone wanted to reach out to you, Sam, how would they get in contact with you?
So the best way for them to reach out to us, they can hit us by email is sam@samjenrealty.com. So that's sam@samjenrealty.com.
So as we close out, if you wanted to leave our listeners with one word or one kind of positive vibe, what would it be?
So the one thing that I would leave you with on a positive vibe, leaders are readers. We need all of you that are in the general contractor business to become avid readers and embrace this new technology post-COVID-19 so that you can scale your business, because we need you to scale your business. America needs to be rebuilt, not just African-American communities. Every community across America is in desperate need of being rebuilt, retooled, so that we can be ready for the next generation to take over.
I'm with you. I'm with you, brother. You know?
All right.
Bridges, streets, I can go down the list and they all need fixing, you know? So
yes.
For those of you out here that want to get in touch with me, you can get me at davidc@ccr-mag.com. If you're not on our mailing list, up on my toolbar at ccr-mag.com, there's a subscribe button. Click on that. We'll add you to the mailing list. If you got a really cool project or personnel announcement, send those to me. I post stuff all day long. I'm up at early in the morning, up at late at night posting stuff. If you got a really cool project, you can end up in the magazine, and you never know what's going to end up on Inc. or up on a social media platform. We got a ton of different avenues for you. And for those of you who've never been to our summit, it's virtual. You don't have to travel. It's January 13th and 14th. It's only a couple hours a day. I got an awesome humorist. Her name is June Klein. She's going to open up our event, and then we do a virtual tabletop exhibit for charity. It's only a couple hours. And the following day, I've got the CEO of Quest Workspaces, and she's going to talk about that evolving business because of people not working at home, and if they're going to have office space, and that's where they're going to do these meetings. She's awesome. And then we're going to go into our one-on-one meetings, and it's all going to be done on Zoom. Real simple, none of these fake platforms, just nice and easy. And we give you a per diem. You can donate your charity. So it's a win-win. And all you have to do is show up. January 13th at 4. If you want more information on the summit, www.ccr-summit.com. And all that stuff's up on my website as well. So if you want to come to the summit, we'd love to have you. Sam, thank you so much for the time. And hopefully I'll get to see you in person here soon. And if you make it to the ATL, give me a ring. I'd love to come out and see one of your projects in person. I'll wear my mask, so we're all safe and all that kind of stuff. And so say goodnight from down in Tampa.
Good night to everyone. Thank you so much for having me on. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
And for all you out there and Commercial Construction Coffee Talk fans, thanks for finding us on the web. And remember, until the therapeutic or the vaccine comes out, wash your hands, don't touch your face, be conscious of your surroundings, you're going to be okay. So with that said, Thanksgiving's around the corner, the holiday season. Everybody stay positive. 2020 is almost over. I want you all to be safe. Enjoy your family. Don't talk politics. Enjoy yourself. We're going to close this book on 2020. It's been the craziest year ever, but 2021 is coming around the corner, and I think it's going to be the kick-ass year that we've all been waiting for. And I know Sam's there right where they're with me. So
absolutely.
With that said, we'll catch you next time on Commercial Construction Coffee Talk. Good night, Sam. Tell your wife I said hello. And to all you guys out there in Commercial Construction Coffee Talk lands, have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next time. All right. Signing off from Atlanta. Talk to you later, Sam.
Good night.
See ya.